This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam, a new podcast for engaged couples concerned about wedding planning and family expectations but want a stress-free, fun, and unforgettable wedding.
Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events of New England.
I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions DJ Service.
Welcome to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
What is a first look? Why is it so important for today's modern couples? Does it save time? Do I have to get ready earlier? How about a dad's first look or a bridesmaid's first look?
After listening to this edition of Stress-Free Wedding Planning, you're going to know and understand the answer to those questions. In today's edition, an important topic that many couples consider: the first look.
With over 80 years of combined wedding experience and insider information, this is Stress-Free Wedding Planning with your hosts, Sal and Sam. A new podcast for engaged couples who are stressed about wedding planning and family expectations, but want to have a fun wedding. Listen now for revealing wedding insider secrets, tips, and strategy or lesson that you'll be able to implement for a stress-free wedding. Information that you just can't miss and may just change your life. Take the journey with us from worry and concern to a stress-free and unforgettable wedding day. The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions Disc Jockey Service.
And I'm Sal from After Hours Events of New England.
What is a first look? That's a big question. Well, a first look is really just before the ceremony. The couple see each other for the first time for a great photo op by the photographer. It really is an intimate moment where the couple get to take pictures with the photographer, and this magical moment is captured for all time. The first reaction from one of the couples. That's what it really is all about.
This allows you to be a little more emotional with all the eyes not being on you, which is really nice. But I always felt this is the most intimate way of doing it. I think it gives the groom a chance to cry a little without anyone seeing it. But seriously, I always think it's more romantic. You have that one moment, one-on-one, just the two of you to kind of take it in and then move on to what comes next.
And the reason why this has become very popular is because the old tradition where it's bad luck for the groom to see the bride really is something that we should throw out the window and forget. These days are not like we had in the olden days where there were prearranged marriages and the bride and the groom didn't have any choice on when they were going to meet, because the first time they were going to meet was actually at the ceremony. Those days are gone. Lots of couples are opting not to do it traditionally, and the first look is the way that they do it. So let's go over some of the pros and cons of having a first look. Firstly, it's a great way to spend some intimate time together as a couple before the ceremony. Some couples are worried and nervous about having to walk down the aisle and see each other, and they don't want to, show that in front of everybody. So having the first look is a great way to calm yourselves down and, kind of help each other out with the nervousness before the ceremony.
You're about to be married. You're going to be taking the world on together. Yep. So why not take that part on together? See each other first, calm each other's nerves, and go right into that ceremony feeling confident.
And another reason is that sometimes you may be emotional or teary-eyed to see each other for the first time. So it might just be a relief just to have the first look, and you get that out of the way. You get those reactions captured by your photographer, and it keeps that private moment private just for the two of you.
And for the females out there, when you start crying at the ceremony, you're like, oh, my makeup. Well, you get through the crying from the beginning, get to fix the makeup, get to take some pictures, and you're ready for the ceremony.
Exactly. The first look wedding timeline is more smoother. And another reason why a lot of couples like to do this is because you get to do all those couples pictures. The family and wedding party photos are all done before the guests arrive. You don't miss any time of the cocktail hour. And this is where I want to jump in and put, why don't you do a dad's first look? Why don't you do a bridesmaid's first look? And you don't even have to actually see each other. You can put your hands around the wall and touch each other's hands without actually seeing each other. That's still called the first look, even though you're not actually physically seeing each other.
One of my things about the first look is, getting all those pictures done early And now your photographer's coming early, so they're going to leave earlier. And let's be honest, when it comes to the dance portion, how many dance pictures can a photographer really take anyway? So they're best used for the earlier stuff. So starting a little earlier. Plus, if you're running a little late with the pictures ahead of time, you have scheduled this in such a way that if it does go over, it affects nothing. But if you do it after the ceremony, you only have a good 45 minutes to get your pictures done. And if that runs late, it hurts everything.
And that leads right on to the next one. If you're having a winter wedding, the first look will allow you to have great wedding portraits in daylight rather than having to rush to get these sunset pictures. Now, you have to get, obviously, the right photographer who knows how to take pictures with different lighting aspects. But this is a great thing to do because you have all that daylight hours, especially in the fall, winter months, to get these great daylight pictures.
Yeah, and your photographer typically has this whole planned out when the sun's going down. They should do. Yeah. Let's say the professionals do, okay? So they're going to be able to help you out and let you know what would work best. Even your facility typically knows all that, too. They're keeping an eye on stuff like that to help you out.
And then there's all the different locations you can do. There's something as simple as your driveway. If you can't do it at the church or the ceremonial place, something as simple as just your driveway, the patio, a staircase. There may be a beach or a park near where you live. It really doesn't matter where it's done, just that it's an intimate place for the two of you and that it's private.
It opens your options. It really does. Where if you're doing everything after, you can't go very far.
Exactly. So we are going to take a quick break and then we'll come back. We're giving you the pros. We're going to come back and we're going to give you some of the cons for those of you who want to stay traditional.
You're listening to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is brought to you by Emerge Cosmetics. Are you ready to emerge? A new line of luxurious lipsticks and lip glosses created with the intention of empowerment and coming into who you truly are. Strong, beautiful, and confident. Use coupon code EBI10 at shopemergecosmetics.com for an instant 10% discount. That's coupon code EBI10 for 10% discount at shopemergecosmetics.com. Emerge as the true you.
Today on Wedding Tip Wednesday, don't wear white.
Unless you've otherwise been specified by the couple to do so, because only one person gets to wear white. If you're a guest, remember, just don't wear white. You have other colors in the world to choose from. Choose another color.
And that means any tone close to white also. Ivory is still a no-no.
That's true.
Okay, I've had people say, oh, well, she's wearing ivory, so that means I could... No. Only one person is able to be in that color family, and you're not that person.
And on those rare occasions where the couple have decided to have maybe a black tie affair where you can, and they've specifically told you that you can wear white, just don't do it.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
You're not the same as the person next to you. You dress to reflect your personality. You enjoy customizing your drink at the coffee shop. Even your pet's collars match at least 2 pairs of your pants. It's only natural that your wedding would showcase your unique touch. After Hours Events of New England gets this. They like to give their clients full artistic control. If you find yourself lost, their team of event specialists can help. They handle everything from DJs, photo booths, event lighting, photography, videography, even officiants. Give them a visit on the web and call today. Let's get planning. After Hours Events of New England. After Hours Events of NE.com. Don't forget to like and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel, all at After Hours Events of NE. That's After Hours Events of NE.
Don't know what to do for your first dance? Is your future spouse having trouble picking a song to dance with their parent? Worry no more. I have the answer. Go to afterhoursevents.com/contact guest. That is CONTACTGUEST. And you'll be able to listen to hours of music to help you select the right songs for your upcoming wedding. Again, go to afterhoursevents.com/contact guest.
Do you want access to a stress-free wedding planning process? Then go to our website, allthews.atmosphere-productions.com, and get my free report. 8 questions you must ask a wedding professional before booking them. Get it today. That's all the W's.atmosphere-productions.com. Look for the free report and learn to shop like a pro from a pro, and go from concern and worry to stress-free wedding planning.
When your wedding entertainment has to have amazing music, be fun, organized, and professional, your choice has to be Atmosphere Productions. DJs, live musicians, custom lighting, and photo booths. As seen on the TLC TV series 4 Weddings, winner of the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award and DJ Times DJ of the Month. Experience the difference. www.atmosphere-productions.com. That's www.atmosphere-productions.com.
Happy holidays to you and yours.
This holiday season, we'd like to thank everyone, especially our listeners who continue to support the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast. You are the foundation of what we do each and every week.
We'd also like to thank our sponsors for their continuing support.
No matter how you celebrate this holiday season, we offer you love, peace, joy, and our best wishes. We want it to be filled with good health, happiness, and spectacular success.
Listen in the new year, tell a friend, share our tips and suggestions, and join us in the stress-free wedding planning community, because we'll have awesome new additions, features, and special guests.
Check us out on social media by using our hashtag Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast. Happy holidays!
Everyone is talking about the DJ Pauly Show on YouShook.com.
Hi everyone, this is Keith Urban, and you're listening to the number one DJ on the planet, DJ Pauly.
What's going on, everybody? This is Charles,
Hillary,
and Dave,
and we are
Lady Antebellum.
And you're listening to the number one DJ on the internet. It's DJ Pauly, y'all.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelsey Ballerini, and you're listening to the number one DJ on the internet. It's DJ Pauly, y'all.
The DJ Pauly Show on YouShook.com. We dare to be different. Join us and see for yourselves.
You're listening to the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Welcome back. We're talking about the first look and some of the things that you can do in order to make the first look more beneficial for you. We talked about getting the timeline, the different places that you can go, the more emotional aspects of it. And now we're going to move on to the con. This is for the couples who are kind of opt-in for the more traditional way of doing it. These are the reasons why you may not want to do a first look. And the first one on the list is the most obvious. It's a tradition. And you want to stay with that tradition. Isn't that right?
You know, yeah, you have, when you were a child, you were thinking about, when I get married, this is how I'm going to do it. And that's what's ingrained in you. And this is what you want to do. And if that's what works for you, do it the way you always planned it.
Yeah, and your family might say, well, you know, the best way to do it is for you to have that first sight down the aisle. And you might agree, you know, don't get upset if that's the way you're trying to go, because you don't have to do a first look. In fact, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. It's your wedding.
And I'm going to go back to one of our other additions. Yes, don't allow family, I should say, to direct you in any way you don't want to go.
Perfect. Logistics may just not work. You may not be anywhere near a park, a beach, or anywhere that's desirable for you to take those pictures. There's no intimate spot around the ceremony, or you can't go into the church or synagogue or where you're having it early, because obviously at the church or synagogue, the groom is supposed to be there before the ceremony to greet all the guests, and maybe there's no place for the bride to hide, or if you're a couple, one of you can't do it. So don't be forced to try and force something if it logistically just is not going to work. Don't take that time worrying and stressing about doing a first look if it's just not a logical thing to do.
Another thing is a first look wedding means an earlier start also.
Most definitely.
And, you know, that means hair and makeup has to happen earlier. So you have to plan all these things earlier. Couples have done from an hour before the ceremony. Many are opting 2 hours before to make sure they have more than enough time.
That's right.
Just so they get everything they wanted in and get to the ceremony. So, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe there isn't a spot that allows you to come that early, and you have to take the pictures afterward.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting married at 11 a.m. and you want to do a first look, you're going to have to get up at the crack of dawn in order to do that. Do you really want to do that? It may not make much sense to do that. And you mentioned before that some couples are blocking out about an hour to do this. And that's because once you've done the first look, many photographers are going on to do the group shots for the family members as well. So that's why a first look just doesn't take 15 or 20 minutes, like you might read online, that this event takes a very short time. Because once you start the first look, it's great to get rid of all those other pictures, all those family and group pictures. So if that doesn't work into your timeline, that hour or maybe an hour and a half, then maybe the first look is not for you.
Again, you have to do with what works for you. You have to think of all the logistics before you make a real decision.
And then there's couples that have the issue with the dress getting dirty. Picture this. It's a rainy morning and the rain just stopped. The ground is still dirty out there. And you in your great white dress is going to walk out and do a first look. It's not going to work because the hem portion or the bottom of the dress is going to be all dirty and muddy. You don't want to do that. So you have to consider the time of day, the weather circumstances, whether that's going to work for you. If you want to have a pristine white dress as you walk down the aisle, maybe the first look is not for you because it very well may get dirty while you're doing the first look. If you want to risk it, fine. But if you don't, say to yourself and say to everybody else, nope, I don't want to have a first look.
It's your day,
it's
your way.
choice,
Absolutely.
Really.
So another thing about wedding photos prior to, you are not wearing your wedding bands at that time. And you may want some pictures that show the wedding bands. Now, of course, you could always take those pictures after the ceremony.
And just slip those in.
Slip those in, yeah. Because no one's really going to notice
No.
it in the pictures.
No.
Sometimes the close-ups, you want your rings in there. And you're not going to have your rings prior to the ceremony, obviously. It's going to be after
That's
the
absolutely
ceremony.
true. Yeah.
So you definitely sneak that in later if you wanted to.
Yeah. Nobody's going to really...
She doesn't have a ring on. He doesn't have a ring on. What's going on?
And if you've got a good photographer, they're not going to take those close-ups for the first look. But as we've said before, it's up to you. You get to choose. So if this is one of the things that you want to make sure that those close-up pictures are not taken at the first look, then maybe you shouldn't do a first look. Maybe you're one of the clients that wants to stick to tradition, and that's absolutely fine.
But don't be afraid to break the mold of traditional weddings and celebrate the magic and romance of that first look. Or for some couples who just want the first moment that they see each other at the end of the aisles, let that be what you want. Let that be what happens.
You're listening to the Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Remember those questions I asked earlier? What is the first look? Why is it important for today's modern couples? Does it actually save time? Do I have to get ready earlier? We just shared with you exactly how effective doing the first look is for relieving stress on your wedding day. You also learned what it takes to make the decision if you don't want to do the first look.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sam, or our community of stress-free, engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, join us over in the Stress Free Wedding Planning Facebook group. Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if you should be doing something else that would work better. The link to join us is in the show notes of this edition, or go to Facebook and search the Stress Free Wedding Planning Community.
The Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.